full time here in Walsh Park and a comprehensive win for All-Ireland champions Limerick, and I'm joined by former Kilkenny hurler Tommy Walsh. And I don't want to take away from Limerick's brilliance, because they were brilliant here this afternoon. They had everything on fire. But I think Waterford's performance or lack of performance needs to be discussed or dissected. But where do you start?
Yeah, listen, I think if you look back at the first two games, they were probably, like a team that lacked confidence. I think the league final really took it out of them. They went up there in high hopes of maybe claiming a first league title since 2000, I think it was 14 or possibly that with Derek McGrath. But they were just, since then, they just have been playing with like a team with no confidence. And today was probably just the real story of today, was just how they just whimpered out of really the championship, because we were hoping that they'd come in Walsh Park here with fire and brimstone, and it just didn't happen today. And just, I suppose, once Limerick got on top of them, now they're playing the All-Ireland champions and they have given that type of a beating to many as team, but Waterford no answers today.
When you think about it though, some turnaround from 2 years ago, Waterford were the All-Ireland finalists.
Yes, and they failed to win a championship game since, and I suppose they'll just have to take a good hard look at themselves over this winter and see what went wrong, because the players are there. As one of my friends from Waterford just said, like, there's 7 All-Stars on that Waterford team we're playing today. Like, now I suppose Brick Welch was probably back in his younger days. He's 36 or 37 now, but Kevin Moran is still fit and fast. Like, age shouldn't come into it with guys like that. And I just think today they probably just tactically, I think they were under a bit of pressure, because every time the ball went up to the full forward line, there was 3 or 4 Limerick guys versus 1 Waterford guy.
That was the thing, when you were watching it, Limerick were absolutely on top, really from the 15th minute onwards. But you'd be looking at it, and like you said, all those All-Stars, that wonderful panel that pushed teams so close and beat great teams over the last few years, you'd be wondering, how does that kind of system malfunction happen?
Well, I wouldn't blame it totally on systems, because if you look back, the very same thing happened to him last year. So, that's
what I'm wondering. When they're so good at players themselves, how do other teams manage to get such a big jump on them in a game?
Yeah, it's a hard one to know, because, as you know, like, I thought they were really going to put a serious push on this year, but I was hoping that they would go more offensively, that they go with 3 man inside, and because I felt man on man they have the players to put up big scores. It's just when they fall back and put back huge numbers in defence. The difference between them and Limerick, we'll say, who play like similarly enough in regards to bring back a lot of players, but when Limerick attack, they have players up there, and if they don't have players up there, they play it short. Towards the opposite was the way with Waterford today, that they just hit the ball up when there was only 1 versus 4, and it just was never going to work. And I'm sure that they're just going to have, like, even with that's tactically, even if you look technically wise, I just thought Limerick were just absolutely outstanding. Like, their ball control, their ability to win 1-on-1, like Aaron Gallan won any amount of ball that went in, and it was not easy. They had a great battle with that Waterford full back line. Like, I thought young Lyons in the corner was Waterford's best player today. I thought he came out with ball after ball after ball, and the sheer amount that was going into him, it's a credit to him and his club. So listen, what do Waterford have to do? I think they just need to get back out hurling and enjoying the game. They just look like a team maybe just lacking confidence.
When we talk about Limerick here today, absolutely any fears or any worries people may have had about them to be All-Ireland contenders yet again, firmly washed away. Yeah,
they're absolutely superb, and they really are able to mix it any way you want. Like, everybody is talking at the moment about Tipperary's brilliance and their ability to move, their ability to take scores. Limerick are in that bracket, but they're able to. You look at their half hour line of Kyle Hayes, Garrod Hegarty, Tom Marcy. They're huge men and able to win the ball, and that's brilliant for the likes of Mulcahy and Peter Casey and these guys. Now, another important factor in Limerick's win today was Shane Dowling coming on. So we seen last week against Cork, their substitutes didn't have the same impact that they would have had last year, but Shane Dowling came on. He was on the free straight away, scored a couple of points from out 80 yards out, scored a point from play. The confidence that's going to give him for the remainder of the campaign, so he's now going to be an important player again for Limerick. Now the worrying thing for Limerick will be, I thought Barry Murphy from Doon, I thought he was brilliant when he came on, but he went off. It looked like a bad hamstring injury, so please God he that won't turn out to be too bad, but it didn't look too good.
When we were here, was it 3 weeks ago last we were here, and the sun was shining, summer was in the air, now she's turned quite cold. We see all the rubbish flying past us here in the wind. Walsh Park is going to be empty now for the summer. Waterford Hurling is done for the summer. It's kind of a metaphor for the Munster Championship. It's great to watch, but it's very cruel.
Yeah, it is very cruel, but I suppose all these guys now can go back, and we hear about the fight between club and county. All these guys will be able to go back and play club championship for the year, and hopefully they go back, because that's what makes the county players is great club players, and they go back, and that's if they put in big performances there. That's what, if you see the guys that put in the big performances with the clubs, they're the guys that will put in the big performances with their county. So hopefully them guys will go back and they'll give everything to their clubs. Ballygunner have been brilliant in Waterford, and like I've seen some of the Ballygunner games and some of the Ballygunner players. Stephen O'Keefe had, I think, seven or eight county championships. Like, that's outstanding, like, and shows huge levels of commitment from them. So I'm sure that them boys will go back and give everything to their club. And they won the Munster club last year, and Walsh Park will have to be used for club games now for the remainder of the summer, you'd imagine.
Well, thank you very much, Tommy, for your time. This is us signing off now for the last time this summer for Inter-County Championship from Walsh Park, and probably not the way we wanted to finish, but great hospitality at the same time, because I was just looking out on the pitch. Somebody was telling me he was here a few months ago. It was brown. The work they've done, you actually wouldn't believe you were in Walsh Park when we came here a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and by all accounts it's local guys from Waterford here. They brought them in and they put in serious work. I think they were here before training sessions, after training sessions, weekends, you name it, they were here, and local guys, and you can't beat that, because they just will bring such pride in their own performances and what they do, and fair play to them, because it was one of the best grounds that we've been to this summer, and the grass itself, like, a player loves going out into I suppose a field that's kind of flush with grass, and looking out there today and people walking on it, it's magical, in fairness.
Sinead, Tommy, Gurmil Moggats.
Thanks, MT.